Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of the Redemption series. So again, this is a series where I cut down, get to my goal weight, also build some muscle while I'm doing it. So I have my coffee ready and we're going to talk a little bit about this week. And then we're going to go through a push workout. First and foremost, we'll discuss my weight this week. So I did gain some weight. We're at 215.1, so 0.3 pounds gained, which one tells me a couple of things. Tells me one, that my calories are probably exactly where they need to be, that I don't want to change them at all. And the second thing is the gain is most likely not a lot of fat, if any. I'll show you guys my physique, but it doesn't look like I've gotten bigger. In fact, it looks like I've gotten leaner. Looks like I have a lot more definition, but here you go. Go watch that and then we'll talk about it. All right, so this is currently my physique. Like I said, I'm looking a little bit more leaner. You can definitely see a reflection of that. Everything's a little bit more defined. And we're entering the body fat now that we're almost seeing a weekly change. So even though there wasn't a net weight loss, most likely there was a fat loss total for this week. But again, gaining muscle, water retention, and everything else. And you can definitely see it on my back. I had way more of that back fat down in the lower back last week. So obviously you can tell that there's changes. It is happening, but it's just not being reflected on the scale. So it's really important that you're taking pictures and you're taking measurements as well, because sometimes the scale isn't always going to be completely reliable about your progress. But we're definitely seeing some nice progress here. Obviously, I have a pump in the gym. This is after a push workout. So take it with a grain of salt. But usually I take these videos with a pump anyway, so just for consistency. And you can obviously see some definition there in the midsection. So this is it. This is currently what I'm looking like. One valuable lesson I think you should take from this, and the reason why it's not really getting me upset that I'm up, is because your weight's going to fluctuate. And even when I do a 7-day average, I had some days where my weight skyrocketed up. I knew like a couple of factors were happening here. I was loading creatine. I was putting a lot of effort in my workouts, putting a lot of intensity and a lot of volume. So it could have made my body retain a little bit more water. I'm trying to stay hydrated throughout the day. So, and there's so many other factors, whether it be my sodium intake or whatever. But fat loss is going to come to a couple of different factors. If you're not losing weight, these are probably the 3 things that might be happening. 1, are you retaining water? Did you eat too much salt? Do you have a lot of carbs in you that day and you're retaining more water? What about food weight? Food weight is also kind of in this category. Did you eat something very heavy? Number 2 is you're gaining muscle, which actually is most likely why we're seeing a lower loss or a gain this week, because I'm most likely gaining muscle, which I know is true because the weights that I'm pushing is increasing. And number 3 factor that can affect your weight loss is, are you being true to your meal plan? This, for the most part, and let's speak in all honesty here, I am having an issue right now with snacking at night. It seems to be a thing where it's really easy for me to go get a rice cake or, something that's like 60-50 calories. I'm not going crazy out of my calorie zone or anything. Maybe on a bad night, I'm going 100, 150 calories over. Definitely not enough to instigate much weight gain, maybe 0.3, maybe, but with the amount of a deficit that I'm in, I definitely should have just lost less rather than gain some. So I feel like the other factors are more in line with what's happening, because I am being really honest with what I'm eating. So I'm not overly concerned about that, but it is something that I have done before. And it's something that a lot of new people in the diet or trying to lose weight are doing, where they say, yeah, I just had 1 cupcake last night, when in fact they had 4 or whatever it is. They had 1 cup of cereal where they had, 3 cups of cereal, right? So you just have to be honest with what you're eating, have an honest accounting of exactly what's going on. So one key reason why I'm also not concerned with this is because my measurements are low. Actually, they're lower than they've ever been. My waist, so going from my belly button, is 37 inches, which before it was 38 last time I checked, like 3 weeks ago. So this definitely says that I've lost weight. Whether that means that this week, you don't know. But at the same time, most likely I have lost fat this week, and most likely I've gained a decent amount of muscle. One big thing that I've changed with my workout is I included a day. So it was kind of like an ad hoc chest day where I focus on a lot of things to really cap out my chest. So right now I think my recovery is pretty good and I'm recovering pretty fast. On that note, speaking of my chest, let's go ahead and take you along for my push workout. I'm going to kind of commentate over the push workout a little bit and go from there. So first we start off with my bench press. Obviously I pyramid up to my working sets for 6 reps at 3 sets. So I'd say the hardest thing about my bench this week, I wouldn't even say it was hard. The last rep of the last set that I didn't really record, it kind of felt a little rough, but overall I'm really proud of where my bench is. I think I've made a lot of progress, at least from when I started, only being able to bench 115 to now being able to bench 165, and I'm confident I can get a 1 rep of about 180. With my overhead press, that's something that's been stalling out. This is next in my workout. So I started with an empty bar, and then I moved up to my working sets of 100 pounds. Not the cleanest overhead press. I probably have to de-weight my overhead press by a lot, but I did that for 3 sets of 6 reps. So after my overhead press, I moved into dumbbell flies. This I did 3 sets of 12 reps at 30 pounds. Flies are just to really cap off the chest. Next up was my hanging leg raises. I did that with a 15-pound weight, and I supersetted that with overhead tricep extensions. Both workouts together kind of suck, at least with my hanging leg raises, because I really feel it in the shoulders, and then I have to go afterwards and do the overhead tricep extension. So it's a hard superset to get through, but definitely feels good once it's all over. So lastly, I cap off my workout with lateral raises. I find that it really caps off my shoulders and is a great way to end my workout, and it's also an amazing exercise. And just because I love torture, here's my cardio at the end of my workout. Alright guys, so that's it. That is episode 2 of the Redemption series. Up 0.3 pounds, looking to get down. One thing that I forgot to say is I weighed in today, do my 7-day average, so I don't count the days that I actually weigh in individually. But today I actually weighed in the lowest I've ever weighed in. So, kind of tells me that I'm right. Anyway, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. Give me a like on the video if you like my progress, or you like these videos, you like my workout, whatever it is. And then go ahead and give me a comment below. Let me know how bad my form is, or whatever you want to tell me in the comments. But that's it, everyone. I will see you guys next week.